Hello, and welcome to two Leashed Dads. That's Justin.
That is Jared.
We are two leashed fathers that get together to discuss our everyday lives and a few topics here and there while chained to our everyday responsibilities of being a parent. Tonight's episode is pets.
Oh my god, pets. I feel like a pet of
Pets.
myself. Hey, did you notice that we're both wearing glasses tonight?
Well, I always wear glasses, so, but I noticed
I
you
know,
are.
but that we're both wearing them tonight.
Yep.
Usually I'm not, right? Yeah, we'll get
Right.
into that later. Actually, get into that now as we're talking. Before we get into the pets, our wonderful world of pets. If you have any, love them, or if you don't, well, you should love them anyways. Uh, hopefully, you're not. I mean, when it comes to certain things, you might be pet sitting or whatever you want to call it. Uh, but thus far, uh, for all you, you know, returning listeners, our weekly recap. Biggest thing here is I've had a couple things go down. With those opportunities that I said that had fallen through, I've taken this opportunity to talk to my management team, like my boss and also another skip level today. So I talked to my senior manager as well about ways to develop myself.
Okay.
So it's been very opening. I think it's also kind of realigned myself towards the idea of my job right now, um, and moving. What it's like to be, what it should be like to move forward, to help me move forward rather than what I've had in my head, which was my goal is to simply get off the phones. Um, Now, granted, there's bigger things that need to show before that can happen. And then, unfortunately, on Sunday night, Sunday morning, I came down with pink eye. Started waking up with crusties, and it was not fun. I'm like, God damn it, there it goes. My wife took the blame for it though, because she said she ended up using my pillow one night. So she's like, "Yeah, I think I gave it to you." I'm like, "No,
A
but I've also been
lie.
taking care of the kids as well." I'm trying to get her out of it, but hey, if if she wants to take the blame, that's on her. But yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's my big thing. Kids are finally healthy again,
Good.
thankfully. So everybody's getting healthy. But yeah. What about you? What about you, good sir?
As you guys can't tell, I'm at a remote location tonight, doing some cat sitting at my parents', and yeah, yeah, it's going good. It's nice to get out
I
of the
like it.
city. They live in the country, in the middle of nowhere, so it's great. So if you guys hear any crickets or frogs, it's just the ambiance tonight.
Maybe if
So
maybe if we hear some deer breaking into the house too, right?
yeah, no kidding. No, I'm on a second floor, so. It'd be kind of hard for the deer to break in, walk up the stairs, and then walk in this door. So yeah,
Oh, they don't have to break into this room necessarily. They just break into the house, crash through the windows for some odd reason.
yeah. No, we've only had stories. Raccoons have tried to infiltrate the lair, and a few birds have really smacked the glass hard, like to the point where I thought it was
God, I
cracked.
hate.
But
There are some birds where I really, really hate it.
yeah,
I've got one. I've got a story where we had, like, when living with my parents, they have actually. I still think they have this bird to this day. There's a bird that likes to fly onto their porch and fly into the window continuously.
yeah.
It's like, what kind of dodo bird are you?
Ah, well, you never know with
Yeah,
birds these days. So
yeah. So
work is work. Just honestly just trying to get through it day by day. It's not that it's busy, it's just that I so am emotionally done with the with what I thought was a good career. And I don't know if I can how much longer I can handle the people I work with. So
no, I think you're doing a good job, and you still got to put forth the effort for now, even though it's emotionally draining.
right. Um and then I might have a new lead on a casa for our family. It's not going to save us any cash, but it would definitely be an upgrade as well as it would be okay. Let's just put it that way. There are some ways we can move some cash around, and it would work out
Cash.
okay.
What the hell?
So hopefully that
There
works.
you go. Sell a car here or there. Just
No,
kidding.
not that bad. No, just sell the house in
No,
general.
I was kidding. I was kidding. But yeah. No, that's all good news too. I like to hear that. It's better news than pink eye and, dealing with managerial stuff, but at the same time, we got to do what we got to do. It's funny cuz my boss at one point, like, when when we do some coachings with me, he's like, you've got, again, you want to go into your podcast voice to some of these people. You don't have to do that. Just talk naturally. It's like, we do talk naturally here too, but there's always some influx or pitch variation from time to time too. So, um, let's talk some moments. I mean, we talked about the weekly updates, but let's talk about some proud moments here. Uh, Again, this is the section where we feel the most proud or somewhere along the way throughout the week. Um, we get a very high emotional or happy thought running through our head, thinking, damn, I'm proud, whatever was going on at the time. Uh, my proud moment today or this week was the fact that my eldest son had gotten his first phone.
What?
It is a birthday gift. He got a very early birthday gift.
Crazy.
Um, I know. I'll talk about it. He'll be 11 years old and he's got a phone now. Um, I'm impartial to it, honestly. I remember when I got my first phone. It was in high school because that was the time I
Right,
needed it.
right.
But now you've got all these little shitlins running around that have phones in freaking fourth grade. I mean, yeah, sure, he's going into fifth grade, but um, it's pretty sad when you know he's addicted to something. Because when he first got his phone, the first thing he basically downloaded was Pokemon Go.
Of course. Had a boy.
So he's addicted. Yeah, well, he was always playing on his mom's phone, and when he wasn't with us, he was playing on his dad's
Oh,
phone, going on walks. So it's like, then his dad started joking, like, go get your own goddamn phone." But yeah, so he got his phone. It made me proud. It's funny because we almost put him into tears when he came over yesterday because he's with his dad right now for the week. But they ended up coming over here to our house, and his mom's like, "Sit down. We need to talk." And I jokingly said, "You're in trouble."
you shyster.
So he started he almost was
Oh
put in tears
no.
because he thought he really did something bad. But then he almost cried again, or he got very very emotional again because his mom had written some clues basically because it was a hide and seek kind of
Oh, a
thing, or
scavenger
like
kind of
a
thing? Scavenger hunt?
yeah, a little
Nice.
scavenger. It's like, here's your first clue, blah blah blah. Here's and then the clues were inside the boxes, so it was obnoxious in a sense. Uh, but one of the notes was, you're like, just all these adjectives like a great big brother, great, you're the best, you're
Aw.
best help, best son, things of that nature. And he got choked up. He's like, this is a lot of reading. I'm like, yeah, you got emotional. We all see it. So yeah, he got worked up or choked up on it, and then he really had a good time, and he's happy that he's
Very
got his phone.
nice.
So yeah, that's my proud moment.
Well, mine's not anything earth-shattering tonight. This past week since we recorded last has just been an absolute nightmare with the kids. I don't know what the hell is going on in the universe, but they're on a tirade to just irritate the hell out of us. As well as just it, it comes out of nowhere, like the irrational demands and the mood swings, and like tonight, the unproud moment. My eldest shunned my youngest for no reason because she just felt like shunning her. It's like, seriously, why are you being such a jerk? Anyway, if I, since I do have one moment that I woke up this morning and yesterday morning from an almost perfect night's sleep where they slept through the night. But
Oh,
now
nice.
Natalie and I are trying to figure out why is that? We're not at home. we don't have the same setup that we do, at home. What about this place helps them sleep? Now, there are a few things that went through my mind. A, there's no grandfather clock going off every 15 minutes, but they shouldn't be bothered by that anymore because it's not like they wake up on a chime. Two, uh,
True.
there's no there's no sirens, there's no loud cars. It's so quiet that like there's nothing like we don't even have a noise machine going. At home we have a noise machine going. And that should block out the external stuff, which it doesn't.
Mm.
But yeah, and we have just the same nightlight system and it's just, so I guess being in the country in the quiet environment is what they need.
I can't do it.
Why?
I wouldn't be able to do it. Now, granted, you guys aren't. Your parents' house isn't really out in the country. It's just out of
Well, let's
right. It
let's
was
leave the
is really
description of
kind
where
of
it is alone.
it's out there.
But I see where you're going with that. It is kind of off the beaten path, but it's not totally away from the city. But see where we live in town
Yeah,
at our house, that is right in the heart of it. I mean, we are
I was gonna
exactly.
say that's a lot
We
more
are
noise
like
going on.
a 15-minute
Yeah.
walk from downtown, a straight shot down our road. So,
Okay. Yeah, that's it's kind of. I'd say that's similar to us. We're not necessarily 15 minutes straight shot. We're still a decent walk. Um, it's still worthy of driving to downtown uh, to do things, but at the same time, we still are for some odd reason. Even though people have claimed this is like our road is a straight shot through, it's really not. Like our road is like I feel like one of the busiest roads, but it also has a
okay.
lot of children. And it just irritates me when you see dumbasses drive down our road. And this might be from the perspective that I'm not actually driving, but you know how when you look at a car when you're not driving or just kind of just chilling out, whatever, and you see it go by,
Oh,
you
I
go,
know.
I wonder how fast you're actually going. And there's sometimes I feel like these cars are going like
Hmm.
because our road is 25 miles. I feel like they go 35, 40 down our road. And I'm like, one of these days, I just want to pick up a rock and throw it out the window. I don't really give a damn if if you stop and say, what the hell? It's like, slow down, you
Yeah, I
piece of
mean,
shit.
I have cars pretty much once every 10 minute use our road as like a drag strip, honestly. They just sit there and floor it down our road for no reason. And it's a 25-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah.
And they're doing probably 45, 50.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's funny because we have two or no, we have two stop signs actually at our, like, because we're in the middle of the road and then we're at two intersections. So it's like I don't know what they decided to do. It's like why floor it and then only have to stop again. But whatever.
Right.
That's a story for another day.
Pets.
Uh, but yeah, no, I just if from what I recalled, I didn't think it was actually in your parents' house was in a country. It was off the beaten path. Um, more yes, isolated, which is nice.
Right.
From isolated from city noise. So that's where I'll leave it. But yeah, no, I couldn't live in a off in the country area or whatnot. I kind of need the social. I feel if I live in the country, I
Really?
would lose out on social
Wow.
aspect. I'd be
Well, we're
stir
total polar
crazy.
opposites there.
Oh yeah. As much as I may seem like I'm an introvert, I need to have my extrovert as well. I need to be extroverted sometimes. So, yeah, that's that. But um ready for the meats, the goods, the
Yes.
the reason why we're here tonight. Pets. You pet them. You know those things you pet. I do it to my humans. I do it to my humans. Are they my pets?
No.
No, not really.
You have
They're
to
my
clean up
children.
after
They
them
came from
just as
me.
much as pets, if not more. And you have to feed them, give
Yeah.
them water.
Yeah. That's true. You still got you still got to give them the necessities, but they require a little more. I mean, it's a bad way to go. Yes, they could be considered pets, but you don't consider them pets
I
because
know.
yeah, that would be just wrong. That would just be a wrong title to give your children. Um, I might have to put myself in the mental hospital or something. Uh, at that point, to be like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you calling your children pets? I mean, who knows? Um, so I want to get this idea here for all you listeners and everything. Uh, this is the one of the, might be a slightly different type of show tonight. Um, I want to know: do you have pets, and who really takes care of them, or who is really, sadly enough, I know how it mostly turns out. Um, well, when I say mostly turns out, I knew as soon as I ended up getting pets who was going to be the one responsible for them. So let's start with this. I have pets? Yes. I have a total of 6 pets. I have like a miniature ass zoo. Um, now that's it to what I have. Yes. Some I know another person that is like I work with her and she's got a crap ton of reptiles. Like I think she basically beats me in pets in regards. Like she does a lot of adopting or rescues basically. So she'll bring them in, um, or when people abandon them, and she's like very good with her uh, reptiles. Um, it's like her thing, really. So she's got like a nonprofit organization dedicated to reptiles
I
and
feel
everything.
that any person
So she's
who
got me beat there.
has reptiles, it's kind of their thing anyway. Like you have to reptiles has to be your thing in order to have a reptile as a pet. You know what I'm saying though? It's so
Yeah,
unique.
kind of. I mean, it, it is, but at the same time, I know Sam. Before I knew her, she actually apparently had um,
Well, good
was
for
it?
you.
I mean, she likes snakes. I think she actually had a snake at one point.
Never mind.
I never had the snake, but yeah, she had the snake. But yeah, so she, yeah, okay, gotcha. Um,
See, there went
joke,
one over
joke there,
Justin's head for
gone. Okay.
once.
Uh,
Aha!
yep, one over my head for once. Goddamn. No, but so yeah, I think you're right. Reptiles is something you have to be into. Although I've got, or our son's father, uh, he's got two lizards now. He's got a bearded dragon, and I don't know the last one or the second one, but I mean, how many more are they gonna get? Who knows? Yeah. So we back to my pets. I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, as you ever see every now and then, kind of roaming in the back of my camera, and then we have 2 hedgehogs. One had made an appearance on here, one like a while back, I think. Maybe
He
not
was
an
in your
actual
shirt.
fit.
I don't
Oh,
think you told the audience where like
maybe a
what was
physical
in your shirt,
appearance.
but he was in your
I don't
shirt.
remember. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was trying to warm him up because he had gotten a little cold, and hedgehogs when they get a little too cold, they can hibernate, and they basically have they don't. There's a very slim chance they come out of hibernation. By that I mean rest in peace. Um, but yeah, so that's my little zoo. Yes, we pray to the heavens.
Well,
That's
as
my
some
little
of you
zoo.
may know,
What
I
about you,
don't
Jared?
currently have any pets, and that's mainly for anxiety reasons. People usually have pets to cure their anxiety. Mine would only ramp it up and make it 1,000 times worse. Um, and mainly because I'm the type of weirdo that loves like just peace and quiet. Obviously, if I love being in the country, I love peace and quiet. With that being said, I do love to entertain the idea of having a farm. So I'll just leave that there. I wouldn't mind a few cows, goats, and chickens, but that's not really a pet
You're
per se,
contradicting
because we're
yourself, but
talking.
that's okay.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, all
They
right.
are
Well, all
pets.
right. So in the general sense of tonight, I think we're talking
They
about
are
household
pets.
pets, dogs, cats, hedgehogs, lizards, snakes. Um, I have I have in the past
Tarantulas.
had cats, usually one at a time until I was about 16, 15. My parents got twin cats, they're sisters, which is what I'm taking care of now. But Natalie and I got a cat briefly a few years ago. Unfortunately, the cat got jealous, had to give it up because of the baby. But my mom is the dog lady. She loves dogs
Hmm.
to death. So she's got four, and that's her thing. And that's probably part of the reason why I'm not a dog guy because of
She's
that
the dog
reason right
lady.
there, without getting too much into it.
So, like you said, the anxiety though. Is the
Oh, that's
anxiety
part of
have
it.
anything to do with actually training
Oh yeah.
the pet when they're young, such as if you had it is part of it? Okay, because I know that's one of the big things too. Like when I was younger, I used to have one dog, and the story behind that is, um, basically my parents were going to get a dog or a pet. It was I'm pretty sure they were talking about getting a dog
A great
when
time
they
to
were
decide to get an
pregnant.
animal.
So they got pregnant with me. They got pregnant with me, and they got a dog. So basically, it was kind of like a here you go, congratulations, gift to you, son. You are firstborn, so we now have we also have a dog. But yeah,
Oh,
I think it was kind of like one of those things because my dad did travel at the time too when I was around born. So, I mean, he still did still does traveling, not so much anymore, as he's on his road out of his job and career into retirement. Um, but he did a lot of traveling back then. A lot of I think he was still even as an engineer, but part of as a consultant, doing trainings and things like that for systems. He was definitely traveling to different states and sometimes out of the country. So I think we had ended up getting the dog for my mom at that point too, as well, to keep essentially us safe, I guess. Um, that'd be that's my view on it at that point of knowing that's why they were talking about getting a dog when they got pregnant, was because if my dad was gone, well, we got a
right.
dog that can be aggressive or whatever. Um, so yeah, so he passed when I was about 9 years old. It was a very sad moment. Very attached to him. I started howling like a damn dog too. I still love dogs. Don't get me wrong. I still love all my animals as well. But um, yeah. So my parents had a dog, and after that, they were done. They're like, nope, no more pets. Uh, no matter what. It was one of those things. I have gone through. So when I first started dating my wife, she originally had two huskies. They were brother and sister huskies. Um, we ended up getting rid of the sister because she was an instigator, a troublemaker. Um, but when you have like siblings
Yep.
in the same
Oh, I
house
know.
and you don't separate them at all, and they have that bond. So all of a sudden, we had to get another dog for the our husky, so he could have somebody with him. Um, Sadly enough, we ended up losing our other dog, not our husky, but the dog that we got to replace for that
Bummer.
separation, due to some health issues and for um, yeah, it happened. Uh, but then we ended up replacing that one with another dog. So yeah, I've gone through damn
Okay.
I've lost three dogs in total that I've known. Two to death, two to having to put down due to age and health. One to as a surrender, and yeah, so that's three. But um, haven't had any issues recently here. The two cats we're just letting live their lives to the fullest right now. Um, doing whatever they want, keeping them fed, keeping them watered, taking care of them with their litter box. Our hedgehogs kind of just do whatever they want. They are nocturnal, so they really are more active in the night, um, which is just really kind of funny how that works. But
Yep.
yep, that's again my pets. As you mentioned, you've got two cats in your parents' house, taking care of them, which is fun. I think cats. It's nice when cats are able to do what they want when they want. Uh, you don't have to.
I
They don't
agree.
necessarily have to rely on you, or you
What
have to
the
let them out
sucky
or
part
anything like
is
that.
when they get old,
All
they
too
get
often.
super
So
needy, and they're going on 17. So it's Grim Reaper's knocking at
yeah.
the door. Yeah.
Oh. This is true. This is true. I yeah, I had to. So one of Sam's friends a while back was in the middle of like moving, and their place that they were staying at, they couldn't have pets, so they had asked us to watch their three cats. And one of the cats, when we first watched it, like from the night, had basically passed.
Jesus.
So we had a dead cat in the middle of our basement, uh, in our basement the next morning. I'm like, God damn it. What did we do wrong? It was nothing that we did. It was just age. She was very, very, very old, um, and had a lot of already health problems. So she had just passed. And then there was another one that's kind of like, um, older and chunkier as well. And then they had like a little kitty too. The kitty was like a sassy cat. So
Yeah.
very, very defensive, kind of learning its territory and whatnot. But yeah, so have you ever,
The white one?
just out of curiosity, my cat
Black one.
Thor,
Okay.
he is the alpha in the house, right? The black one. Yeah. My cat Thor, my black cat, he is the alpha of the pets. So if he's chilling on our couch and let's say we have the dogs out and they go up to him, he's swiping at them. He's like, "Nah, get away from me. I own you." I want to know what that's like for other people and the other people that have like a zoo kind of, so to speak. Is there a pet that is an alpha pet to you or in your house? Um, does a cat rule the house? Does a dog rule the house? What is it like?
Yeah. Share your
Um,
stories.
you can definitely let us know as well. We'd greatly appreciate that uh, engagement. Share your stories. Email us. Uh, Let us know on Spotify or however you want to get a hold of us. Um, and we'll definitely again tell you how to do that too at the end. Um, so okay, moving along with the idea of having pets. Uh, who becomes responsible or
Yeah.
who is
It's been that way
really
since I was a
responsible for
kid.
those pets?
And my mom made sure that I knew that.
You are.
And especially when Natalie and I got Charlie the cat, it was all on me, pretty much.
Yeah. Interesting. Yep. I'd have to say the same thing. It kind of the responsibilities really kind of fell on me too, or at least that's what it felt like. Taking care of the dogs, cleaning up after them, uh, doing the cat litter, feeding, watering. I feel like everything kind of just fell onto me, even though it was supposed to be a split thing. Um, More recently now, like I get it when it comes to cats and being pregnant,
Yep.
that's a difficult thing. You're not
Yep.
supposed to let the pregnant woman around the cats because of their piss, which that's understandable. But once that, let's say for example, after that passes, or you're not pregnant and you just feel, somebody else is just taking care of the pets all the time. When let's say I was the one against it, because I really was the one against it, getting a new dog or getting any other pets, because I already knew how it was going to turn out. Because I've had two guinea pigs before too, and they were like Christmas gifts to my boys. Well, guess what? The boys didn't take care of them. I was the one changing their litter. I was the one giving them their food. I was the one giving them their water. Now, granted, things have slowly changed as kids get older. Sam has pitched in definitely with helping out when she's down here in the basement. She'll do the litter. She'll, we put the boys in charge of the two older ones, I should say, in charge of like feeding and watering the dogs, feeding and watering the cats. The eldest is in charge of taking care of the hedgehog cage. So he's got to clean it up, take care of their wheels, change their houses, feed and water them. All those good things. So it's not like I'm now necessarily responsible all the time. There just feels like at some point it still falls on me versus everybody else. But yeah, so you said it was you. Well, I know this is where I was just saying. I feel like I know how this answer would fall to a lot of people when you talk about it, or if you're the one listening, you're probably the one thinking, "Yeah, it falls on me. I'm the one that takes on sole responsibility for these pets at that point." Or it feels like you're always the one taking
Nope.
care of them. Chances are you are. So you're not alone. Don't ever feel that way. Maybe have a conversation about it with your spouse or your significant other or your children. Be like, you need to help out. So, all right. As far as responsibility, I know pets are a great way to talk and get kids to learn responsibility.
Which they have.
So, with that being said, Jared, if your children ever started asking to have a pet, how would you, which, yeah, go figure,
Well, first of
how
all,
would
the
you
answer
have
is no.
them earn that pet per se?
And if we had the means and if we had the space, then I would buy him a Tamagotchi. I don't know. I'd probably like buy him a fish or some shit first.
Aw, it died.
Right. Yeah, like a goldfish
See how well
or a
they can take
plant.
care of a
I don't know.
fish before they
Something
take
where
care
they
of,
need to keep up on
like a
doing
goldfish,
maintenance.
hopefully.
So they learn that before we buy the animal or before we buy the dog or cat or whatever. What about you? What have you done? Right.
Oh, that's fair.
You'd say that,
One that you know
but
you're going to have for a
Antonio
longer
had
lifetime than a
a
goldfish that can
goldfish
die 14
that
days
lived
later.
for 2.5 freaking years, and I didn't take nobody take care of that. Nobody took care of that damn thing, and it lived 2.5 years.
Oh, damn. I don't know. I was
Theoretically,
throwing a random thing out because I feel like if you don't actually take care of it the way you should, it could be dead in 14 days. So I don't know. I have never had I've never honestly had fish. It's just one of those things where you feel like a lot of people, especially when you go to like
yeah.
carnivals and everything, they give away some fish because that's very easy for an easy prize to get and give. Uh, so you just go, yep, here you go, here's your goldfish. Now take care of it. It's like, great, I'm stuck with a goddamn goldfish at the house, and I have
All I
nowhere to
do.
put it. Um,
It was cool.
yeah, I wonder. Now speaking of that, at our wedding we had betta fish. You remember the betta fish? Yeah, I'm curious. I used to get updates from certain people saying, "Yep, our the beta's still alive." I'm curious now. It's been
I don't know.
5 years. Uh, I wonder if their beta fish is still, if some of these beta fish are still alive and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, I would say if my children didn't have pets now, I'm in agreement. I would definitely have them find some way to show that they can be responsible, um, whether it be taking care of a plant or
Right.
keeping up with, like you said, that maintenance. Um, and that's kind of where the chores come in too, right? Can you show that you can take care of this? Um, and actually, at that point, though, I would add on the extra step of being like, you need to do this without me having to tell you to do it. Now, granted, Sam and I are still at that point where we have to tell people, all right, you need to feed and water the dogs, you need to feed and water the cats, or whatnot, which it's okay. Because, again, we've taken on that responsibility for so long.
Yeah.
But now it's like, if you really ever want us to consider getting another pet, which hopefully we don't. I always lose this battle though. It does not matter. I've always lost this battle. But I want them to show that they can definitely be more responsible.
Right.
Because that would be my condition. It's like, if I have to take care of this pet, it's game over. No more pets after that. Um, because you are the ones that wanted it. I should not be taking care of what you want to take, what you want. Yes, I get it. They are a lot of work. We've had
Yeah.
8, or we've had 6 pets. We've babysat 3 cats. It's a lot of work. So I would definitely find a way to make your children show that they can be responsible and willing to keep up with what is necessary. And for that matter, if it's a dog or whatever kind of pet you need that requires training, you need to make sure they understand that it's going to take a lot of work. Not just like all right, I'm going to feed you and I'm going to give you water. All right, you're good. No, you got to make sure you get your dogs outside to go to the bathroom. You need to make sure that you take them on a walk or whatever you need to do with them to keep them in a good, healthy condition. So, making sure that they know how to train their pet as well. Yes, that will take work because it's something they don't necessarily do. That part I'd be willing to help out with. But if I'm the one, again, doing it all by myself, it's a hell of a lot different. So, all right, guys, I think we hit the fun part. Or actually, one other serious question, and then I want to hear some other things. Maybe we have, between Jared and I, we have some fun things. But what is one pet or a group of pets that you would choose to avoid? I know you don't have any because of the anxiety, but
Mice,
if you didn't
rodents,
have, let's say you remove your
gerbils.
anxiety from having
I
pets,
can handle
what would be one
hamsters
pet that you would
and guinea
not want at
pigs,
all?
but not mice, rats.
Rodents?
I can appreciate a snake, a lizard. Bearded dragon would be badass to have, honestly, or an
No?
iguana or a chameleon. See, I chameleons are awesome. I love chameleons. But
Bearded dragon is pretty
what about
badass.
you? What would you avoid? What would that be an absolute no if Sam and the kids came up to you tomorrow? Really? Okay.
Yeah. The reptiles. Like, I could okay,
I get
not
it.
all reptiles. The snakes, I'm not afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
I just don't want them in the house. Knowing that if you do take it out, want it to move around, either something is either something is going to scare it because it's going to know, like, somehow it's right when you move your hand past its head really fast, it's going to attack because it's feeling threatened. So all of a sudden you don't know it's out. It's just one of those things that I don't necessarily want to see happen. Now, granted, whatever. Apparently, bites aren't as bad as some people, or apparently, people say it's not. Their bites aren't as bad as they're made out to be. But I'd still hate to, it's one of my least favorite pets or animals out there. Um, so I would definitely say no to that. Um,
Tarantulas are
You know, I'll
cool
share this. I'm
pets. You
pretty
gotta
sure that
remember
my
it's a
wife would
science
never want a
class.
spider in the house as a pet. She hates them as it is.
I
I don't
wouldn't
think
mind
she'd ever
having it
want
in
one.
my house.
Yeah, it's a science class. It's not a house. It'd be very interesting to have in the house. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I, my wife has fallen in love with like the very small pets, like the micro pig, or the I think it's what is it? Is it the flying squirrel? The sugar glider. It's like a little squirrel, a baby squirrel. She would love to get one of those. I've said no so many times. Like we don't need any more pets, and yet here we are with two freaking
Right.
hedgehogs. Sometimes the exotic pets though are pretty neat, knowing that you necessarily don't always have them or have that opportunity to get them. So it was pretty neat having exotic pets in the house and having to adapt to that. So yeah, those are. I think
Oh, true. Yeah.
as much as I would be okay with lizards, I would have to ixnay any type of reptile though, just because of having to keep a heating lamp or something of that nature around. Um, but I mean that even for fish, I don't have room for a goddamn fish tank. And that's the same thing with the reptile. I don't have the
Don't get me
room for
started
those
on
fish
cleaning
tanks
fish
or
tanks
those
because it is probably the
sanctuaries or
worst.
habitats.
I'd rather clean
Um,
a litter
and
box
then having to actually clean them,
for 2 hours
that's just
straight
another hassle.
than clean a fish tank for a half an hour.
Nope.
Such a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, hands down. Never clean a fish tank. Don't want
Yep.
to ever clean a fish tank. Won't ever clean a fish tank. Yeah, especially when you take the
I don't know
fish
how
out
realistic this
and take
is,
out some of the
but
objects. Yeah. Okay.
I
Anyways,
would love an owl.
um, all right.
I see it
What
on
pet would you want the
YouTube all the
most?
time. I think it's in Japan where they have like these owls as pets. I don't know, but I really want a freaking
Dude,
owl.
that'd be sweet.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome, actually, to have an owl. I've never thought about that. That'd be super. I mean, it's a super exotic idea, right? So that'd be, I would love that. Like, I'm okay with having my hedgehogs as the one that I would go for the most again, if anything. They are pretty cool. Uh, you know, maybe a different breed or whatever out there, but I don't know. I like them. Take care of them.
I don't know. I
Uh,
mean,
but yeah, so I mean, if we ever, I mean, an owl would be extremely exotic. I don't know if that's realistic here in the states, but you know, I don't think I could do any aviary type of pet though, just because that's also, um, if I could do an aviary, I would say it'd have to be maybe a falcon, kind of like one of,
yeah, that'd be
even though
cool.
you don't want, I don't, I mean, even though they've got some nasty talons,
But as far
falcons
as
are
like
like kind of
basic pets,
like
I'm a
my
cat
favorite
guy.
bird.
I like cats.
So I'd probably go with that. But yeah. I would go both dog and cat. Um,
Yes, they do.
doesn't matter. And again, cats are very self-efficient, self-sustaining, um, and they love their cuddles when they want them. Dogs, as much as there's always going to be that thing. My dad's got a saying: "The best cat is a dead cat." I don't know what he's got against cats. Well, more or less, I can't remember what he's got against cats. Um, but he's more of a dog guy.
Okay.
I will take both if you give me the option. Um, I could not choose between it. I could not say I'm more of a dog or more of a cat person at that point. Just yeah, it would never happen. I couldn't do it because they're to me they're both good pets. It's not like a mat, yeah, sure, sometimes the cats get annoying, but that's because they want something. My dogs, one of my dogs loves to bark at basically nothing. Um, but other than that, all my pets are really well behaved for most parts. So yeah, but that's pet that I would really want most, hedgehogs again, or
I like
a
Sam's
falcon
idea of
if it
that
if it was a
squirrel.
realistic
I
pet that you
do,
could have.
but I don't know how I would take care of it.
Even though I don't necessarily want any aviary types, I would say
Like
a falcon.
like a bird cage.
No.
Okay.
You put it in a cage and you let it do it. You let it do its thing. No, probably like a hedgehog cage or a ferret cage, technically. Like, so my hedgehogs actually are um in a ferret cage, so it's just different. Here, let me actually share. So
Yeah,
for
those
all
are
of you
awesome.
there, here, this is a sugar glider
No.
or a type of sugar glider. This is what Sam would want. Apparently now they are, just by kind of looking at this, it looks like apparently they are illegal. Yeah, that's right. There was something that had changed back last year, something like that, that they do not allow exotic animals out of concern for the effect of the native animal populations in states. So, I mean, there's a lot of. I think it's not even. That's something I don't want to get into. But here's another one. God damn it.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one of those.
Here's the other one she would really love to have.
Yeah.
It's a micro pig, a mini pig, per se. Problem is, I believe they can get really big. Believe it or not, Sam had ferrets in the past too. I think it'd be kind of cool to have ferrets. But yeah, so that's that. Any fun stories? I mean, you said you had cats as a kid. You still have. You're watching the cats now. If you guys have any stories when you're listening to this, please feel free to share it. The best way to share it would be you can send it to us through email, leashdads14@gmail.com. Send it to us on our Facebook, Leashed Dads. Um, you can message me on Twitter. You can or DM me on Twitter. I will call it Twitter. I do not care that it's called X. Dumbest switch ever. Um, or you can even DM me on TikTok as well. For all of those who have viewed those videos, I appreciate it. Or even YouTube. You can let us know your stories on YouTube. Love to hear it on
I
YouTube
have
if you
one, but
watch
it's
it on
not
YouTube.
appropriate.
So,
That's for damn
um,
sure.
pet stories. Let's see. I don't know if I have any good pet stories right now. I thought I had one and then I lost it. I guess the most surprising one is the pet sitting one where one of the cats died not even 24 hours in. It's a sad one. It's a morbid one, yes. Um I mean, I guess I shared that the fact that Thor, that is kind of a story. Thor is like the alpha in the house and he'll claw at the other dog or claw at the dogs when he wants to be left alone or whatnot. Um it's amazing how easygoing my
I don't.
dogs can be with my
I had a
children,
pug growing up when I was like
or how easygoing
10
my cats are with my
to
children.
until I left the house. That was a very stupid dog, but loyal and fun. But he was not intelligent. Probably because of all the inbreeding. But there are just many stories of us playing together. He was, like I said, very loyal dog. Even when I left the house, when I came back, he knew exactly who I was.
Hmm.
As far as Like cats, I mean, every cat has a different personality. I've had cats that are super aggressive players, and then other ones that are super standoffish. But the one with Natalie and I's cat, Charlie, is when Eleanor was born, Charlie, even when Eleanor was still in the womb, Charlie got super jealous and started to bite Natalie for no reason whatsoever. Just walk up, bite, and walk away. And there were discussions about what to do with him. And especially after Eleanor was born, he began to urinate on
Hmm.
a lot of different spaces. And that's kind of where I draw the line because male cat urine is god awful. Uh, is just god awful. And one day I was taking Antonio to school, right? And there was some
It is.
concern about how long the door was open to the outside. And when I came home, couldn't find the cat. So I told Natalie, I said, "Oh, maybe just ran away." You know how cats are and animals are intuitive to the nature of the situation. Maybe he just ran away. So here I spent the entire day thinking that the cat ran away and everything was fine and our problems were solved. About dinner time, I was messing around in the basement and all of a sudden I hear some rustling. Here, the damn cat was like tucked in a place where he's never been before, just sitting there, just sitting there hiding. So think of it what you may, but he knew that his time was up, and what the hell
Mm.
was that? I don't know. But so he knew his time was up. Nope, they're inside. But that's one of the stories that always sticks in my mind that he overstayed his welcome just because, and it's not his fault. Don't get me wrong.
One of
I
your
have
cats.
nothing against the cat. He was a good cat up until the jealousy thing, and it wasn't his fault that we've had to move quite a bit after we got him because of our situation of renting, and he needed a really stable environment, but and we couldn't give that to him. So the poor guy, but up until that point, he was a good cat. That's the story that I got.
Hmm. Yeah. And I think one thing that and it's really weird with my cats is I have like a little storage
Yeah,
slash workbench area kind of hidden away. Um, and if that door doesn't get shut, and it sometimes like my cats love to try to pry it open with their paws. Um, so if I don't have anything heavy in front of it, they will get in there. And then when we close it and properly, essentially, like put something in blocking it, now they're back there. And the thing that sucks is they now have no access to their litter box. And if they do get in there, it's like, great,
yeah,
now I have no way of knowing that they're in there until you start hearing this
right.
cry for help, essentially. Um, and it's like, I sometimes I spend half an hour trying to find where this meowing's coming from, and you never know. It's just so bad. Um, there, although, so I, find them in that room, and all of a sudden realize that they did something because they got locked in for being stupid, and go, oh yeah, let's go back here. So, um, that with
Oh,
no other ways out. Um, there was a time where
yep.
one of my cats actually had surgery um, due to having, I think it was urinary blockage. So like kind of stones and everything, and it's a common thing in male cats too. So we had to give him certain food, and then we had to keep him separated from, or keep him in a separate litter box and everything. It's like, God damn, this sucks. It was more or less we wanted to keep him separated for the food portion. So he's not going back and eating other food when he should be eating this special food.
Yeah.
We haven't, after the surgery and everything, and after that, we're kind of like, all right, well, he is kind of on the older side. We're not going to just all of a sudden do this again. Um, if he had to go through surgery, we'd probably put him down. It's just not worth it again. If anything, it's like, no, we're just going to let him live his life how he wants to live it. Which I think is the best thing you can do for your pets is let them live the way they want to live. Um, but also knowing that there is a fine line you want to maybe draw sometimes. The quality of life, is
Yeah.
it still healthy? So, um, we actually had that conversation about the dog we had to put down because of his health problems and having hind leg issues, not having function in his hind legs anymore. That was hard. There was there was conversation about doing surgery, but the doctors and everything, or the vets, looked at it and there was basically nothing that they could see from like x-rays that was causing it. It's like, well, we could do this and do something with his spine, but it wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't guaranteed to give him the function of his hind legs again. So we, to this day, we still had no idea what necessarily caused his
It's just time. It was just
legs
time.
to give out or anything like that. But it was a pain in the ass because he just
Oh, of course.
laid in his room. I took him out and I had to hold him up to go to the bathroom. That's not a very. It was time. It was very very hard. Um, being attached to the dog and everything. So, but yeah. Sorry for the sad story ending. Happy stories. Um, share us your happy stories. Share us any kind of pet story. We'd love to share it on air as well, if you allow us. Um, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I say again, uh, if you have pets, how do you feel? Are you the responsible one, or how would you make your kids earn a pet if you didn't have a pet, um, or you were planning on getting another one, or not planning, but if they ever ask for another one, how would you make them earn that right to get that second pet or whatnot? Because again, pets are still a cost too. Don't forget that.
Doggone ready.
So you want to make sure that the pets are being well treated at the cost of what they are worth. So that's what I have. You ready for some animal jokes? Doggone ready. There you go. I like it. I like it. So, um, where'd it go? Nope. I don't like that one. Oh,
No.
I'm sorry if you hear any noise. It's a motorcycle from my neighbor's house. So did you guys ever
Oh, that's
hear about
awesome.
the
Yeah,
racing
really
snail
slugs our
who
snails in our
got rid of
shell.
his
Yeah,
shell?
that's good. I like it.
He thought it would make him faster, but it just made him sluggish. Yep, yep, yep. Here's a good one.
I've
I
heard
like
that
this
one
one.
before, but
Two
it's
men are
good.
hiking through the woods when one of them cries out, "Snake, run!" His companion laughs at him. "Oh, relax. It's only a baby," he says. "Don't you hear the rattle?" It's still pretty good, yeah. Um, on a
No.
Facebook page for beginning artists, one asked, "Any
One more.
suggestions for painting dogs?" Another responded, "Wait till they're asleep."
Yep.
Yeah, that one's not very good, honestly. Shouldn't have shared that one. Terrible, terrible. I slapped myself in the face.
Now, I don't want to get into that
Can you
because
hear
I do
that?
too, but
Yeah, that's the sound of some. That's why I hate motorcyclists. Feel they feel privileged to have to. They feel privileged to get to rev their engine. Uh, but anyways, that's my thought. Uh, last one for the night, guys.
Oh, that's
How are a
good.
cat
That's
and a
smart. I like
sentence
it.
different? A cat has claws at the end of its paws. A sentence has a pause at the end of its claws. It's a little wordy, and if
Please.
play on those words. So that's excellent. I love it too. So that's why I had to share it and hopefully redeem myself from the last one. Uh, but yeah, guys, that's it for the night. Again, uh, feedback. Tell us your stories. You can find us at
Slide
on
into the
Facebook,
DMs.
Leashed Dads. Uh, Hit me up on TikTok, or X, or Twitter. Twitter. Um, you can DM me however you want to do that. You can find us on YouTube as well. Leave a comment. Yeah, a lot of DMs, honestly. Uh, or let us know on Spotify, or however you're listening to this, if you find a way to reach us. Again, leashdads14@gmail.com as well. Again, we appreciate all of you, and we'll see you next week. Ta-da!